Welcome to my physics experimental classes. Today's topic is elastic collision. Before that, I would like to thank Mr. Romeo and Mr. Marlon for their technical assistance. The prerequisite knowledge for this experiment is momentum, collisions, types of collisions, law of conservation of momentum, law of conservation of energy. The objective of this experiment is to investigate the law of conservation of momentum and the law of conservation of energy in the case of elastic collisions. And we will be performing this experiment in three different ways. In the case 1, we will maintain the mass of the cart A and mass of the cart B the same, that is 200 gram, whereas in case 2, we increase the mass of the cart A by 100 gram, so its mass becomes 300 gram by keeping the mass of the cart B the same 200 grams. In the third case, we further increase the mass of the cart A by 100 gram, so its mass becomes 400 grams again by keeping the mass of the cart B the same 200 grams.
Now we are ready to do the elastic collision experiment. So in this experiment we have cart A and cart B. So first we will measure the mass of the carts. The mass of cart A is around 200.5 grams, whereas the mass of the cart B is also close to 200, it is 199.7 grams. Keep the cart B close to photogate B, that is between A and B, whereas the cart A is outside the photogate A. So let's switch on the air blower. So this will remove the friction on the carts. Switch on the digital counter to record the time. Now 2 readings are recorded by the digital counter. Stop the digital counter. We got total 2 readings on the digital counter. So to see the readings, press the buttons here. This is the first reading recorded by the photogate A. So this reading is because of the cart. First the cart A passes through the photogate A. It blocks the signal for a time of 0.307. This is the time of obscuration of photogate A. Now after the collision, this cart B gets the momentum and it moves out of the photogate B. So the cart B blocks the signal here. So for cart B, the time of obscuration is 0.316. We can see here now the B, the photogate B is giving the reading. This is on now. So 316, this is the time of obscuration. Now from the time of obscurations, we can calculate the velocities of the vehicles A and B.
Let's complete the observation table and verify the law of conservation of momentum and the law of conservation of energy. So before entering the data into the table, let's observe the table. This table mainly consists of 2 parts, one for before collision, another one for after the collision. Now in the before collision, we have mass, time, velocity, momentum, kinetic energy for cart A, the same things for cart B. We have similar type of table on the right side also. This part is for after the collision. So in this collision, the masses are equal. So when the cart A collides with cart B, stationary cart B, the cart A comes to rest, whereas the cart B gets the motion. So now let's enter the data. So we have the mass of the cart A, which is 200.52 grams. So divide with 1000 so that we can convert into SI units, that is kilogram. Same thing for cart B. So let's enter the data. So 0.20053 kilogram is the mass of cart A, whereas the mass of the cart B is 0.19974 kilogram. Of course, the same masses we have after the collision also for cart A and cart B. Now let's enter the time of obscurations. So T1 is the time of obscuration for cart A. This is before the collision when it passes through photogate A. Now similarly we have time of obscuration for cart B. This is after the collision when it passes through photogate B. Now from these time of obscurations we can calculate the velocities. Simple, the velocity is given by the length of the cart divided by the time of obscuration. So here in this case 0.1 meter divided by 0.307 seconds. So the answer is 0.326 meter per second. This is the velocity of cart A before the collision. With this velocity it hits the cart B. Now after the collision, the cart B moves with a velocity of 0.316. We got this 0.316 simply the length of the flag, that is 0.1 meter divided by its time of obscuration when it passes through the photogate B. So 0.316, of course the same value we are getting here. Now let's compute the momentum. The momentum is obtained by mass multiplied by the velocity. So the answer is 0.065 kilogram meter per second, whereas the momentum of cart B is 0.063. Now let's compute one more parameter, that is the kinetic energy of cart A before the collision. Simply half mv square formula. So its value is 0.011. The same parameter for cart B after the collision. Its value is 0.010. So we have computed all the data. Now let's enter into the main part of this experiment, that is law of conservation of momentum. According to law of conservation of momentum, the sum of momenta of two objects before collision should be equal to the sum of momenta of two objects after the collision. It means the sum of these two should be equal to the sum of these two. So let's see the values here. So before the collision, the sum of two momenta is 0.065, whereas after the collision 0.063. So almost equal values we got. So there is a small difference in the third decimal place. Okay, so we will calculate the percentage of difference afterwards. Now focus on the kinetic energy also. So as the objects are collided horizontally, its potential energy remains the same. So we are converting the energy into, that is, instead of law of conservation of energy, we are focusing on the kinetic energy. So let's add the two energies before collisions and after the collisions, and the values are 0.011, after the collision 0.010. So here also almost similar values we got. So on a linear track, the sum of kinetic energy of two bodies before collision is nearly equal to the sum of the kinetic energy of two objects after the collisions. So here we got the percentage of difference in the momentum is 3%, whereas the percentage of difference in the kinetic energy is around 6%. So this is a acceptable range. Up to 5% it is acceptable. because the experiment is done under normal conditions, so this is under acceptable range.
Now let's do the same experiment. Now this time the mass of the cart A is increased by 100 gram. 50 gram is added to the left side and 50 gram is added to the right side. So first measure the mass of the cart A. It is around 301.2 grams. Keep the cart A as usual outside the photo gate A, whereas the mass of the cart B remains the same. Nothing is added. Same value 199.7 grams. Keep the cart B close to the photo gate B. Now we are ready. So switch on the first air blower, then switch on the digital counter. Now apply a gentle push on the cart A. We observe that this time the cart A also passing through the photo gate B. Now switch off the air blower and stop the digital counter. See here, the digital counter has recorded total 3 readings. So let's see the first reading. Click the arrow buttons. This is the reading 1. This reading 1 is recorded by the photo gate A, because first the cart A passes through the photo gate A and the photo gate A is blocked for a duration of 0.256. From this time we can calculate the velocity of cart A. After the collision, first the cart B moves out of the photo gate B. So the second reading is from the photo gate B. So this is the second reading and this is on. So from the photo gate B. So this was blocked for a duration of 0.220 seconds. So from this we can calculate the velocity of vehicle B. Now as the cart A is heavier, the cart A also passes through the photo gate B and it records the time. So the third reading is from again cart B and it is blocked for a duration of 1.175 seconds. From this number we can calculate the velocity of cart A. Now we are ready for the calculation part.
In this case, the mass of the cart A is more than that of the mass of the cart B. The mass of the cart A is 301.23 gram, whereas the mass of the cart B remains the same, that is 199.75 gram. Okay, so divide this number with 1000 to convert it into kilogram. The same thing for the cart B. Of course, these two values will be as it is after the collision also. Now in this experiment we have total 3 time of obscurations. 1 before the collision, 2 after the collisions. So 1 before the collision, that is for cart A when it passes through the photo gate A. So 0.256 seconds. Now whereas after the collision, first the cart B passes through the photo gate B, so its time of obscuration is 0.220, whereas the cart A has time of obscuration of 1.175 after the collision. So from these time of obscurations we can calculate the velocities. So this is the formula. So after the velocities, let's calculate the momentums. So momentum of cart A before the collision is 0.118, whereas the momentum of cart B before the collision is 0, because the cart B is kept at rest, so this whole part becomes 0. So an easy case for us. Now Cart A has a momentum of 0.026 after the collision. The cart B has 0.091 after the collision. Whereas the kinetic energy of cart A is 0.023 before the collision. After the collision, its value is 0.001. Whereas the cart B has a kinetic energy of 0.021 joules. So with this, our tabular column is over, finished. Now let's go to the main part of the experiment, that is law of conservation of momentum. So we know that the sum of the momenta of two bodies before the collision should be equal to the sum of the momenta of two objects after the collision. So it means the sum of these two should be equal to the sum of these two. So here 0.118, 0.116. So again the third decimal place have a small variation. So it has a percentage of variation of in the momentum is around 1%. This is in the acceptable range. Whereas the total kinetic energy simply given by adding these two. So its value is 0.023 before the collision, whereas after the collision the total kinetic energy is simply the sum of these two numbers, so which is 0.022. So again here also almost the same values. So again a small variation in the third decimal place. Okay, here in this case the percentage of variation in the kinetic energy is around 5%, again which is in the acceptable range.
Let's clear the readings by pressing the button clear. So now it will clear the third reading. Press once. Okay, two more readings are left in the digital counter. Clear those two also. Now everything is clear, memory is free. Now let's go for the new readings. Now we are going to perform this elastic collision experiment one more time. This time the mass of the cart A is increased by 100 gram more. So total an extra of 200 gram on the extra masses on the cart A. 100 grams on the left side, 100 grams on the right side. So let's measure the mass of the cart A. So its mass is around 401.3 grams. Keep the cart A outside the photo gate A, whereas the mass of the cart B remains the same, that is 199.7. Keep it the cart B close to the photo gate B, that is between A and B. Now apply a gentle push on the cart A. Okay, so switch on the air blower. Now switch on the digital counter. We are ready. So we can see that after the collision, both the carts A and B has passed through the photo gate B. We can see that the digital counter has recorded total 3 readings. Let's see which is the first reading. Press the arrow key. So this is the first reading recorded by the photo gate A. So this is the first reading. So it has recorded the first reading when the cart A passes through it. Okay. So this cart A has blocked the signal of photo gate A for a duration of 0.401 seconds. So from this we can calculate the velocity of cart A. Simply we use the formula speed equal to distance over time. So distance here is the length of the flag, which is equal to 10 centimeter, which is 0.1 meter. Okay, 0.1 meter divided by this time gives us the velocity of cart A. Now after the collision, first cart B passes through the photo gate B. So this is the second reading and its value is 0.309 seconds. So we can see this is the reading. The second reading is given by the photo gate B, this one. Okay. Now even the card A also passes through the photo gate B after the collision. So one more reading from the photo gate B. So that is the third reading in total. So its number is 1.074 second. From this time we can calculate the velocity of card A. So we have taken the readings. Let's complete the observation table and do the calculation part.
In this case, the mass of the cart A is 401.37 grams, that is 0.40137 kilograms, whereas the mass of the cart B is the same. So let's enter the masses in the table, the same values as it is after the collision also. Now in this case 3 also we have 3 times of obscuration: 1 before the collision, 2 after the collision. Before the collision is from the photo gate A, after the collision from the photo gate B. So these are the readings, very clear. So this is the reading taken by given by the photo gate A. So now these are the 2 readings given by the photo gate B. Now let's compute the velocities. Simply the length of the flag divided by the time of obscurations. Okay, like this, all the 3 velocities. Then the momentums. Okay, so let's verify the law of conservation of momentum. That is, the sum of the 2 momentas of these 2 cards before the collision should be equal to after the collision. So before the collision the total value is 0.1001. After the collision its value is 0.1020, almost close. So there is a small percentage of variation, that is 2% in the momentum, whereas the kinetic energies, sum of the kinetic energy before the collision is 0.0125, whereas after the collision is 0.0122. Again there is a small acceptable variation in the kinetic energy.